You were sitting while reading a book when you suddenly remembered that you were going to order a cake for your sister's birthday. You stood up and put your book on your backpack and quickly ran. But you stopped after you felt like you stepped on something. You look down and see your foot is stepping on someone else's foot. I'm sorry, you said and stepped back to remove your foot. We bumped into each other again, that person said. You look up to be sure of what you heard, because that voice is familiar to you. And you are right, you know the owner of that voice. I'm sorry again, you said and quickly went up the stairs to avoid that person. Until YN, that way is going to the rooftop, Jungkook said. He is also known as a bad boy on campus. He always wears black clothes, has tattoos, and piercing. Almost everyone in the university is afraid of him since he is always involved in fights. No one can defeat him because Jungkook is skilled in martial arts. But in general, he's not really a bad person. If a lot of people hate him, there are more people who like him because he is the protector of students who were bullied. And because of that, mostly girls have crushes on him. After you realized that there was no way out there, you turned around and went down the stairs, but you accidentally tripped and flew. You just closed your eyes and were ready to get hurt. Nice catch! You wonder why you weren't hurt at all, so you opened your eyes as you were really surprised after seeing yourself hugging to Jungkook. You stepped your foot on the ground and let go of hugging from him. I didn't mean to. As you see, it was just an accident, you explained, while turning pale and mixed with fear, but honestly, you were not afraid that he would hurt you because you had never heard of him that he hit a girl. You were classmates for 2 years, and he was nice to you and treated you nicely. But lately, you start avoiding him after receives a warning from Trixie. She is the number one bully among girls, and she likes Jungkook. Maybe she got jealous because Jungkook wants you to be his friend. She threatened you not to come near him again. And since you're afraid of Trixie, since then you have been avoiding him. I didn't say anything, but next time be careful, as he giggles and ruffles your hair. You immediately left without a word because Trixie and her gang saw you talking to Jungkook. What's wrong with her? Obviously, that girl is avoiding me. Did I do something wrong that makes her mad at me? As he asked himself while looking at your back until your existence completely gone. You hurriedly walked without looking back, but someone pulled you and took you to a corner. You got scared after seeing Trixie and her gang surrounding you. Did you really hug my husband? Trixie asked angrily, and that's when you realized that he saw you and Jungkook earlier. I tripped and I accidentally hugged him. I didn't mean it, you explained. Okay, since I clearly saw what happened, I let it go this time. But next time, if you come near him again, get ready for me, she said and squeezed your face. The moment they left, you fell on the floor, out of scared. The next day, when you entered the classroom, you saw Trixie's group looking at you, so deliberately sat on the corner next to Mark, your introvert classmate. Later on, you saw Jungkook enter. Trixie called Jungkook to sit in next to her, but he just passed her instead, as he totally ignored her. He looked around and came to you. Mark, can I sit her? Mark immediately took his things and moved to the seat in front since it was vacant. You pretended that you were reading a book so he wouldn't talk to you since you know for sure Trixie was looking to the both of you and you're afraid that she got mad at you. You continue pretending until you heard a knock on the table. Still, you ignore him. You heard the knock again, but this time It was quite loud at the same time. He also called your name. You didn't want to make a scene, so you looked at Jungkook and mouthed at him by saying, "What?" He smiles and moves even closer to you as he brings his face to your ear and whispers, "I forgot to bring a ball pen. Can you lend me yours, please?" You gazed at him and took your extra pen and gave it to him. After that, you return your stuff in your bag and about to switch seats, but Jungkook suddenly held your hand and pulled your chair even closer to him. "Yeah, let me go," you said and pulled your hand, but he didn't let you go. Instead, he held your wrist even tighter. "You want me to let you go? Then answer me first. Why are you avoiding me?" You look around as you see that Trixie is looking at you. It's obvious from her face that she's upset. You can tell Jungkook the real reason because you know Trixie will be angry with you. "What are you saying? I'm not avoiding you," you answer and try to pull your hand. "Alright," he said and completely let go of your hand. You pulled your chair away from him and didn't say anything. It was a little dark when you left the university because you had something important to do in the library. The surroundings were quiet, so you hurriedly walked, but someone appeared in front of you, a Trixie on her gown. "Hold her!" After they heard the regular order, they held both of your arms tightly. "Trixie, what's the meaning of this?" you ask with a mixture of fear because you know why they blocked you. It's all about Jungkook again. "Stop pretending that you don't know. Didn't I say stay away from Jungkook?" she said angrily as he grabbed your hair. In your thought, how long will you be afraid of them? First, you didn't do anything wrong to them. Second, it's not your fault that Jungkook wants to be his friend. And third, they don't have the right to own Jungkook. So even though you were scared, you couldn't stop yourself of answering Trixie. You know, Trixie, sometimes I feel sorry for you. You are just brave because you are with your gang. Aside from that, don't turn your anger towards me. If Jungkook doesn't pay attention to you or he doesn't like you. Trixie's eyes widened out of angerness with you because she knows to herself everything you said was true. "What? How dare you?" she shouted as she raised her hand and was about to slap you, but a hand suddenly grabbed her arm before it hit your face. "Don't dare to touch YN or you can taste my anger," Jungkook said angrily while his eyes were burning as he stared at Trixie. To be honest, your whole body is trembling and you don't know how to escape the situation you got into. So when Jungkook came, you really felt relief. Jungkook pulled you and hid behind him. "So it's clear to me now why I'm being avoided by YN. We didn't do anything to her," Trixie replied. "I'm not blind and deaf. I heard everything. Actually, I suspected for a long time that you had something to do with it. I just don't have any evidence. Why? Do you think if YN avoids me, I will like you?" "Wake up, Trixie. I don't like you, and I will never like you. I have never fought with a girl, but if you get close to YN again, I will promise you, you are the first girl to taste my slap." They are all quiet since they know Jungkook can do what he says and no one can stop him since he is the only son of the university owner and comes from a rich family. Jungkook grabbed your shoulder and helped you walk to his car. When he got into the parking lot, he opened the door for you. "Get in, I will send you home." You didn't say a word, you just looked down. YN, he called your name again. This time, you broke your silence. "Why did you do that?" Which one? Why did you save me? And why you are so kind to me? You ask him, but still looking down. Fine. I've been wanting to tell you this for a long time, but you are busy avoiding me, so I have no chance to tell you this. And since you already asked, then I'll say it. I like you, so I won't allow anyone to hurt the person I love. You look at him with teary eyes, because you know the words that come out of your mouth will hurt him. Please forget me. I want a quiet life while I'm studying at this university. But I know that won't happen when I'm by your side. Sorry. After you said that word, you left quietly, walking away from him without looking back. Jungkook just looked at you until your existence was completely gone. Even though he wanted to stop you and fight his feelings for you, his guilt was also there. He won't deny that you are right. Your life will be messed up if you get in touch with him. Like now, you've been bullied because of him. You got home and immediately went to your room and turned off all the lights and burst into tears. Because on what you did not hurt Jungkook, but also yourself. Truthfully, you also have a feelings for him that you are trying to hide. Maybe you are just a coward to fight your feelings for him. Actually, you don't care if he is a bad boy because he's using it for good. He is a bad boy with a purpose. You were sitting in the corner while waiting for your professor. Trixie's group finally stopped harassing you. For sure, they were scared of Jungkook. Later on, the door opened and she saw Jungkook getting inside the classroom and sat in the chair in front without looking at you. The same thing happened the next day and the day after that. If he used to always approach you to grab your attention, now he is obviously avoiding you and doing what you want. But why you are hurting so much? You should be happy. But why does your heart break into tiny pieces every time he avoids you? Slowly, you realize that you miss him, especially his presence. And now, you have made up your mind to fight your feelings for him. You don't care if Trixie gets mad at you anymore, because you know Jungkook is there, ready to fight for you. After class, you fixed your things and stood up. You walked towards the direction where Jungkook was, but before you could get close to him, you saw him leave in a hurry. The next day, at lunchtime, you saw him at the table eating alone, so you decided to go to him. But just like the other day, before you could get close to him, he just left without looking at you. You're slowly losing hope that you and him will be okay again. But you promise yourself that you won't give up. Jungkook is also a basketball varsity, and after class, he had training, so he went outside to their locker room and waited for him. Later on, the door opened. His teammates came out with Jungkook. JK, you called him. He ignored you. You're not sure if he saw you or he just purposely ignored you again. And since you left alone, you just decided to go home. You came out of the university building and started walking to the bus stop. When Jungkook's car passed in front of you, he just passed you by as if he didn't see or know you. At that time, you couldn't stop yourself from crying. You sat and bowed down as your tears flowed until a car stopped in front of you and someone got out, but you couldn't see his face because of the light hitting your eyes. I'm sorry. I tried my very best to avoid you, just like what you asked me to. But I'm really worried about you since it's late now. Can I take you home? Don't worry, tomorrow I'll avoid you again. You look up after realizing his voice. It's the voice of the person you miss a lot. You stood up and ran to that person, and all of a sudden, you hug him. I'm sorry. I miss you. Now I know the feeling when the person you love avoids you. Jungkook was so shocked of your sudden confession. Me too. I miss you so bad. As he hugs you back. Can I take back what I've said? Instead of don't come near me, can you just be here by my side from now on? Jungkook chuckles and held your face and stare at your eyes. Don't worry. From now on, I will stick to you like a glue. As he held your waist and sealed your lips with a kiss. The end. Thank you for watching, Kubi.